Hello, everybody, and welcome to Graded Point Live, Operation Retcon, where we will actually
Retcon.
deliver. Yeah, we will actually deliver, unlike Bethesda with their canvas bags. We actually do deliver. I'm not saying
Are
it's
we
going
going to deliver it to their house?
they're getting it right now in the comfort of their own homes. We don't have to go
Are
anywhere.
we going to deliver the canvas bags for it?
No, well, we could. We should. You know what? Let's make our own canvas bags. I think that'd be a
Our
good idea.
Operation Retcon canvas bags?
Yeah.
I can get down with that.
Yeah, special edition. Hello, Daryl. We are live.
Yo.
I said,
Oh, he's
I
back.
literally said he's not here. Let me go live.
That's the
Well,
perfect time.
I wasn't going to do anything because you were
I know. I
expecting
just
it.
messing with you.
Yeah.
Okay, so before we begin, somebody, I'm not going to say names, Cab. He thought he was right about something, and I told him he was wrong. He was totally wrong. So just for that, on the stream right now, it's you getting dunked on, son.
What? How am I getting dunked on?
Yeah, you go,
Yeah, nobody else knows the rest of the story,
Yeah, that
dude.
doesn't
Like,
matter. You don't need to tell the rest of the story. Is that you just got dunked on because you were wrong?
You fucking people spent like 20 minutes bullying me on the stream a couple days ago.
yeah, but
So, also, where's our shilling things? So
I posted
we
those
didn't.
30 minutes ago.
Oh, that.
yeah, but did you?
I always
see
forget the
the
thing is in
actual
I'm
there.
going to post the actual thing. Gosh bless you, Joe. Please,
Shake
please,
my head.
please.
Come on, man. We got to get professional.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Get right on that.
All right, so explain what Operation Retcon is for the crowd.
Okay. Operation Retcon is basically we take a storyline or character. Tonight will be a character. And the rule is usually that they have to be shitty. And
So most of them.
yeah.
Okay.
And the point is to either make them better or change, how they work, whatever. Just they're actually interesting.
It's basically like what we would do if we were
To
writing it.
improve upon a aspect of some comic, the character of the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what the night one I picked tonight. Luckily, is not just simply kill on May.
Oh, I mean, we did 2 hours of that one day, so
Exactly. So
I could go on forever.
I posted a link to the video on the thing, so you can see Cab getting dunked on right now.
All right, I gotta show it to my tens of fans.
Yeah. This guy's really getting into it too. He really, yeah. I don't know why you look like a woman, but it's whatever, man.
Ooh, what?
Yeah. Since you're getting dunked on, and the person getting dunked on in this video is a woman.
Oh, you put. Oh, I didn't even have that shit open. That's a problem.
Do I need to put the boomer image up again? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, I just forgot to have an extra tab.
Mm-hmm. It's all good. We will do.
Cap is gay.
Hello. Hello, Josh. How are you doing
Oh,
today?
gosh. Hey, buddy.
Hey, babies.
What's up?
Josh is going to play some D&D later, so he had to fill a little time. He's like, hey guys, can I join you? Sure.
What's your character
now
gonna
I could
be?
leave.
Personally, I didn't know you actually had too many people from the way it was looking in chat, from the Hangout or from the Twitter fucking group. It was like, oh, is anybody going to be on?
Yeah, I
No.
I would, like I said, if I had to do it by myself, I would. It'd probably be the most boring thing ever. But so I don't know if you see, but Cab's getting dunked on because he tried to show me up. He tried to flex on me, and I was like, all right.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
I have been vanquished tonight.
You will literally.
Your fucking thoughtery will not be had.
I will never recover.
You will never ever.
Oh shit! All right. All right. So about this Operation Retcon shit. So what are we supposed to be doing now?
Okay, so since I got the screen open right now, The focus of our retcon tonight will be Riri Williams.
Oh shit!
And
You
the
had a
reason,
consistent +3 subscribers the past 3 days.
yeah.
And I just wanted to let you know that link that says support us goes to the page where it says this broadcaster does not have donations enabled.
I think that's an automatic Streamlabs thing. I need to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's another thing that we can work on this weekend.
There's a link that says support us.
Yeah, in the chat. In the it comes
in
up
the
automatically.
description.
Yeah, automatically in the
In the description it does that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that set up for you.
Yeah, we'll fix that this weekend.
That sounds like a weekend thing.
Yeah, exactly.
But much like when you asked me when the layout was going to happen, like that sounds like a weekend thing.
Yeah, that's fine. That's like I said, I won't know. Like I said, I can get by this week. I just wanted to have.
But yeah, I did.
Yeah,
I got the inspiration. Like, oh, wait a minute, I got it in my head now. I know how to do it. I know how to do the pen strokes. Do it.
Josh having the flex.
So y'all bastards didn't even use my sketch.
Yours
I
is
didn't only because it was easier to work with shit created within Adobe.
Yeah.
I like that. Little cry, like yeah, okay.
It looks good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give everybody a little
38
preview.
views on the Boomers Have Returned. 27, 26, 10 from last night.
Yeah, we're doing pretty good. I mean, last night we didn't get concurrent, they weren't watching live, but we got people after the fact, so that was pretty cool. But if you don't mind, I'm going to show them a preview of the overlay that they're going to get next week.
Oh, they probably already see from the Twitter hangout. Sorry, I spoiled your fun.
No, it's fine. I'm talking about I'm talking about the people who will watch.
Oh, on the stream. Oh, yeah.
So yeah,
Give them a preview.
Yeah, that's what it's going to look like, lads. That's these will be, this will be what's currently talking about. This will be the person talking. This will be, people in the hangout. I'm just rolling my mouse over everything. And of course, that's the logo. If you can't figure that out, I don't know what to tell you.
It's like I don't know if you should be in our audience if you don't know what that is.
Exactly.
Well, actually, they're probably perfect for our audience because we don't know what it is either.
No, what we do, here's our audience. I'll put it on the stream. It's the Boomers.
Oh no.
That's gonna be my go-to, when everything Boomers.
We'll go look at our demographics and YouTube back end. We'll just literally say Boomers.
He's like, well, okay. I mean, and Cab's
probably do an element edit with that right now.
Cab's over there goes, my people.
You have no idea how much I want to be a 30-year-old boomer. The only thing keeping me from it is the money. I just don't have the money to do it.
You don't have the money to be, because
it's in some fucking snow blasted region, and but you still got a riding mower.
Oh, if I lived in the middle of Canada, I'd have a riding mower. I don't give a shit. I just want a riding mower. I'd ride that shit to work. I don't care.
Would you be one of those guys? Would you be one of those guys like that one dude in Australia who was mowing his lawn while there was a tornado behind him?
I've actually done that.
Oh, I forgot you were Florida.
Was it in Australia? It's Florida, which is America's Australia. So
yeah.
Oh no, nigga, you got one dislike.
Yeah.
On your Chief Justice.
It's probably
speaks
because
SJWs don't buy. Ooh.
It's probably because people are using slurs.
Yeah, racial epithets to.
That was in your own nest. That was all you, baby. That was a video. That was all you, Wayne.
No. I'm talking. Yeah.
Just now, dude.
Yeah, we're talking about just now. What you just.
What are we? We're not live, are we?
Yes.
Yeah.
I thought we were still in pre-stream. I was talking in pre-stream.
Just so you guys know, this shows you how racist Super Nerdlane is, and don't support them because they hate all minorities.
No, not just minorities. They hate the majorities too. That's
I mean, our hatred for everything else can only be overcome by our hatred for the crackers.
More like super white supremacist land.
Yeah, we hate. Yeah.
Well, no, we hate white people too, man.
To a skeleton land.
I'm hearing a preview of the Autism Commander from Godzilla vs. Gigan.
Well, I got to cross pollinate the projects and
Oh yeah,
get all that,
that's the thing.
get all that cross promotion going.
Yeah. So let's talk about old Riri. God, every time I say her name, I just like feel like, well, why did you name this child this character?
Yeah, like
So that's just not a fan affectation. Like her name is actually Riri.
I was just about to ask that.
Yeah, R.I. Williams.
It's not
unfortunate.
Yeah, it's not like a nickname or something. It's actually her name.
Yeah,
that would be a great nickname. That's a great nickname. That is an unfortunate first name, and her mom should be ashamed.
Yeah. I
No,
mean,
that's not a good nickname at all. That implies you're a waterhead.
right? Watch us get kicked off of fucking YouTube for just saying her name.
Well, I mean, everybody's talking about representation. Why can't we have, a black waterhead hero?
I don't know.
I made this costume.
All right, so what's the gist of Riri here? Like the basic rundown of Riri.
Well, when she was introduced, her first act was to steal a bunch of shit and make her own Iron Man suit.
Okay, she's a teenager, she's like, I'm talking about, like 15, 16. But she's, portrayed as a genius who is at MIT. Right?
Oh, so like a Doogie Howser type.
Yeah. And the whole point of, the whole thing was like when they were building her up, Brian Michael Bendis, who created the character, and everybody was saying, well, you see, she's so smart that she reverse engineered the Iron Man armor, right? Which I get that. That's you got to be pretty smart to be able to reverse engineer something Tony Stark invented, But
here's the thing about that. Like,
so she's Chinese too.
Yo.
Here's the thing about that. When they introduced her, like in the comics, she was like a little kid, like maybe 9 years old, and she sees Iron Man like flying around doing his superhero stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she diagnoses a problem in his like boot, like the thrusters or something, without ever seeing the suit before, without ever getting into it. And so she can also reverse engineer the suit without having the actual suit.
Mm-hmm.
This is how smart she is. This is what they're trying to build up.
So what you're saying is bullshit.
Yeah, it's complete. Like, I don't care how smart.
Naturalistically smart, or is it like a mutant power, or
just a normie? Yeah,
normie.
Okay.
Yeah, she's like Tony Stark. She has no power. There's nothing special about her.
If it was like somebody's power, I could imagine that as a mutant power.
Yeah, like Brainiac kind of thing going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no. She just has a really high IQ. That's it. It's like 200 or something.
Yeah. But
I mean, that's great. You can have a fucking 200 IQ, but it doesn't mean you're gonna know how to cook a flapjack without ever seeing a fucking skillet.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. That's the point. Is that it's just ridiculous. It's like if she had gotten pieces of the armor and took them apart as a kid or something. Okay, I get it. But just seeing Iron Man fly around and doing his superhero shit, and then looking at it like, oh, his thruster is not calibrated correct. Whatever. It just. Completely stupid.
One of the issues that I had was in one of the panels that I've seen is they're asking the teacher asked the students who do you want, like, what do you want to be when you grow up, and of course Riri being a complete sociopath. That's another thing I really couldn't stand about the character, the way they portrayed her, is that she's it's really
here's a quick aside about that. The way they're trying to portray her is like, oh, she's just an average teenage kid too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or teenage girl. What Bendis is implying is that teenage girls are sociopaths.
Yeah.
Which
my counterpoint is true. They're not.
He's actually correct on that point.
Yeah, exactly.
He hit it on the head, just not the way. The problem with how he wrote Riri also is I think it was explained to me how it's how stupid people think smart people talk.
Mm-hmm.
Like there's a scene between her and Hulk, and they're just talking math, like numbers, not even like talking about things. It's just yelling out numbers.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's not how smart people talk. They don't do. That's how stupid people think smart people talk. That's not how.
Well, see, that's one of the actual things they say about the new writer for Ironheart. The one who got their job because she looks like Riri Williams.
Yeah.
But it actually may be actually kind of worked out because she's actually an engineer in her an academic, so she could actually have Riri talk like an academic without being, like let's talk about math kind of thing,
Yeah, without the Big Bang theorying it up, you mean?
Yeah, yeah. In the middle of it, you just start talking about like, well, there was Pythagoras and his theorem, kind of thing,
Yeah,
I think
just stupid. But anyway, you were about to explain the comment panel that I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. And so, they basically said, tell us what you want to be when you grow up. And Riri goes just this dumb thing like, you want me to say I want to be a nurse or this and that and the other, and basically calling the teacher stupid,
Yeah, she's being super antagonistic to a teacher that's just trying to like talk to her.
You see, they're trying to.
Like,
the thing is,
teacher's not trying to be an asshole or anything.
Yeah, the thing is, the teacher is trying. They're trying to portray the teacher like she's the bad guy in this situation, but she's totally not.
Yeah, like she's some sort of racist, sexist. It's like no, she's just
the woman teacher is sexist against the little black girl.
Patriarchy. You know how it is.
And then,
on the
and finally, the teacher just gets pissed off, and she says, "Fine, be him," and pointed at a picture of Tony Stark.
Yeah, like it's completely arbitrary.
Then she went and be like, "Oh my god, oh my god."
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
That's as dumb as the Han Solo name origin.
The entire basis of Riri is that she was just being an asshole to her teacher. And so she said, "Yeah, I'm going to be Tony Stark." Or the teacher's like, "Yeah, there's a throwaway comment because she was being a complete prick, the little kid." Yeah, go be Tony Stark. And then so she decides she's going to be Tony Stark because that's the entire.
After not listening to the teacher, she's like, "Fine, I'll listen to this teacher now. I'll be Tony Stark."
Yeah, that's the thing. Is like she doesn't listen to anyone. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, there's one point. She listens to the teachers like as a throwaway.
But strong, empowered women ain't got time to listen to no man talk or woman talk.
Exactly.
Well, that's how they portray her. I mean, that's how they do it. A lot of the like teenage female characters on, especially Marvel, is that they always need like emotional validation. That they're so perfect, there's nothing wrong with them ever. They don't have any character flaws, and even though they're actually all sociopaths or psychopaths, like especially Riri. Like, yeah, you're a hugely flawed person, but you're written as if you're not flawed.
What you're saying is that like 20 to 30-year-old men and women don't know how to properly write teenagers.
Yeah.
Well, Bendis doesn't. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, Bendis definitely didn't. But to go back to Daryl's point, when she finally, grows up, like I said, she's smart. We're not taking that away from her. She actually is a smart, girl. And she goes to MIT, and she decides she wants to build her own Iron Man armor. From just looking at it, apparently. She knows how to build one.
Yeah.
She then proceeds. What did she do again, Daryl?
She steals a bunch of shit.
Yeah, she goes and steals shit from MIT.
Yeah, from the school she's going to on a scholarship. Yeah, I should might add, 'cause she's not wealthy.
Now, Josh. I know you don't partake in the comic books like some of us do. Don't you think the optics of a black girl stealing from a major university?
I mean, you want to go down that route, it can look a little doubly bad, but I think I wouldn't want my hero stealing much in the first place, no matter what the race. You know what I mean?
Here's I think Bendis might have been reading a little too many. He might have been reading too many FBI crime statistics. And
see, it's like, it's not like she's an anti-hero. She's just a sociopath. So.
Yeah, no, she's not like edgy. Oh, I'm
like stealing as an anti-hero.
Yeah, she's just an asshole. She's not a hero. She's not a anti-hero. She's just a dick.
Yeah, like her entire motivation is proving her teacher wrong. I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
know.
Also, I don't know if y'all were looking at the stream right now because that's how I'm showing pictures. But no, that's the wrong one. Here we go.
I got the dashboard up.
Okay, so
I'll go ahead and say hi to chat.
Yeah. Then she steals all these parts and everything, and then she proceeds to build Optimus Prime.
Yeah, I love it when they make like these armored. I guess with the armor, it makes more sense to have like a face mask.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're building like these giant robots with the heads and the Gundams and stuff, it just seems really. They put fucking heads on them.
I mean, but I don't know. Fuck it. If you're gonna be building a fucking robot suit for yourself nowadays, wouldn't you put a goddamn Gundam head on it? Hell,
I would.
Well,
yeah, but you know.
Yeah. Well, all right. Well, think about this. What 500-600 years ago, Middle Ages, when they built plate armor, they did the face masks all up. Like those aren't. Those are artistically done. They weren't completely functional. They did it for artistic reasons.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see why in the year 2050, when you got fucking exo power armor, Marine Corps shit or whatever, why you wouldn't have a goofy face mask or a helmet on? Because why the hell not?
Yeah.
Well, the difference is that then it'll be done for autistic reasons.
Well, it was done for autistic reasons back then too. That's what I'm saying.
It was artistic and autistic reasons.
Yeah, it was both. There's always form and function when you do things. So, but
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. But yeah.
Oh, and just one more quick thing I want to get in.
Yeah, sure.
About the Riri stuff. I've mentioned this before in pre-hangout stuff, but the art in the Riri comics is actually like really fucking good.
Yeah.
And like the coloring and lines and all that stuff. Whoever did all that, I don't know, but they did an excellent job. And I feel so bad for them because they had to do it on this fucking book. They couldn't get like a cool Superman book or X-Men or something. Had to be Riri Williams.
Oh yeah.
That's a goddamn shame. I feel bad for whoever had to do this. I think I'm almost positive like some Brazilian guy named Stefano something or whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as the art though, he was always pretty well done.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I'm gonna do this. Let's see, copy, because it just irks me. Because paste. Okay, it's
look at this boomer can't figure out how to work computers.
Well, when you copy something and it doesn't actually copy,
Yeah. Google stuff is terrible for that. I don't use that crap. What are you trying to get up here?
You'll see in a second as soon as I can get it. So just keep talking.
I'm trying to fill dead air.
I'm
trying to do that thing. Oh, we should point out, like, since we're running down Riri Williams, she also accidentally invaded a sovereign country.
Oh yeah. She invaded.
Not even for like a good reason.
Mm-hmm.
I forget. She was trying to fight someone and decided, oh, by the way, I'm also the leader of this country now.
Yeah.
After she beats him.
Like, okay. Yeah.
So she becomes like a dictator for like a week. But she's a good character for some reason. She's not a complete sociopathic asshole.
Right.
And that was actually the thing that started people down the path of, maybe she's,
maybe they're going to make it
written this way.
Yeah, maybe she's supposed to be written as she's going to turn heel kind of thing.
Yeah.
And no, just Bendis is a terrible writer. He can't get that shit right.
Go back to that.
But that scene with the Hulk and them talking is probably one of the worst things I have ever seen.
Yeah, that was like the Amadeus Cho Hulk. It wasn't like Bruce Banner Hulk, right?
No, yeah, it was. It was like some weird young Hulk.
The young gun Hulk, essentially.
Yeah,
Amadeus Cho.
Yeah, that's what I said.
With
Amadeus
the weird
Cho.
Zoomer haircut.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave fucking Amadeus Cho. Okay. That's another topic. I ain't gonna.
Yeah.
All right.
The totally awesome Hulk.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I finally got my image up here.
Oh wow.
Like, okay, yeah, this the Ironheart, the Iron Man. That was another thing that we, was kind of like, I think, kind of stupid to call her Iron Man.
Yeah.
We're trying to bring representation, but she's Iron Man.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay.
Ironheart is a terrible name.
Yeah.
Iron person.
Yeah. So you got this.
Thank you.
Got this image, and then I'm just saying. You take you darken this profile. You just make it a silhouette. There would be no difference hardly.
Most people would think it was a Transformer comic.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I still think it's a Transformer comic. I'm not unconvinced.
Yeah, you would, like, if you saw, let's say, not that. Well, this was the group shot image that they did, and I don't know what they were thinking with this. Like, her head is literally, like, compared to this, her head in this shot,
it's huge.
Is bigger than the head in this
The
shot.
actual...
with the helmet on. Yeah.
I mean, well, there's a lot of hair going on.
Yeah, but still, that ain't that much hair.
No, like I was pointing out, like 500 years ago with the plate armor, like the helmets are significantly bigger than your head.
Yeah,
and it would be the same for this because you don't want, if you get shot in the face, you don't want it pushing back on you. Because if you look in the movies and stuff, when Tony Stark's got the thing, he's got like a whole fucking screen in front of him.
Yeah,
and it's several inches from his face. It's not like right up on him.
Yeah.
Oh my God! You pulled up
like
the panel I'm looking at now. I'm just having the comedic vision in my head of her pulling off that helmet and the big, just the hair going poof, like it delays for keeps the form of her helmeted head for just half a second, and then poof.
Yeah. Poof. But like if you see this image when she actually made her, more Iron Man-ish Iron Man armor, you could say, okay, that's Iron Man. That's an Iron Man armor,
Yeah, it's just like it's a more form-fitting Iron Man suit. That's all it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's to signify that it's not a dude in the armor. It's a girl.
And then, like I said, there was some...
And I'm not saying she needs, like, boob cutouts or anything like that, but I am saying that she possibly needs to go to the gym and work on her upper body strength a little bit.
I actually like the design of her suit because it does make sense. Because like the whole boob armor thing, I mean, yeah, it's cool, but if you're trying to actually that's not what they're going for with Iron Man. It's supposed to be like a functional. You would not put saying, boobs on armor because that's just stupid.
She was looking awfully fucking skinny in that last one. She doesn't.
Well, she's 15.
I know the suit. I know the suit does a lot of help, but man, get some muscles.
Like here she is, like signing autographs and unsure why she's even there.
I think Bendis is.
She's just thinking about what she's having dinner for that night.
Yeah, apparently. But I found this panel, and I don't know why, but it just made me kind of stand out. It's like even here, she's just like kind of like I don't know who this kid is that she's talking to here, but they're trying to be nice.
What? The little white girl. Oh, okay. So
yeah, yeah. So I don't know who she's trying. But it's like here, happy birthday. I don't want your phone. Say hello into it. Who is it? Your birthday present. Hello, yes. Like, I don't know what a continuation was, but just that whole situation, just like, God, could it, go away from me.
Here's what it is. I think Bendis was trying to go for is like, oh, she's autistic.
Uh-huh.
But he never explains that. He just writes her as an asshole.
In all honesty, that would be
like, oh, she has autism, so she doesn't quite get social cues very well. So it's
honestly, that would be honestly more compelling. Then
I was going to say she's 15. She's just hormonal.
Yeah, that's true.
That would cover up a lot of her character flaws.
Yeah,
like or not character flaws, but the way she's written character flaws.
Yeah,
be like, oh, she's also autistic. Oh, okay, that's why she's kind of weird.
Mm-hmm. Like,
but no, she's just a 15-year-old sociopath. That's all it is.
Yeah, like her taking over a sovereign country. That would be like her, in an autistic brain to be like, this is logical.
What are the autist boys up to again tonight? Oh, just taking over a country. Yeah, because autists.
What I'm hearing is the two major improvements that you want to do so far is not make her sociopathic and possibly have a little sign, like a sticker on her helmet that says "Please be patient."
That would be hilarious if like she blew it out and like, please, put the sticker on the side of her helmet. That would be fun. People would be so pissed off at it, but that would be hilarious.
Mm-hmm. And there's her.
Current, and I could get down with that.
And there's her current Iron Heart armor, which we talked about that the other day. I don't hate it. I just didn't. Yeah,
the color scheme it's a little more girly, and the color scheme is girlier. It's differentiated herself from being the Iron Man now or Ironheart, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm getting a vibe of? Hmm? Remember when they that most recent Power Rangers movie?
Oh yeah. When they went
where they had the kind of more what's the word for it? Chitinous or something. I'm mispronouncing that word, but insect-like.
I always use like techno-organic kind of.
Techno-organic's a good term for it. Yeah.
Yeah. But the only thing I would have changed, I mean, I was like, I don't mind the design. I think it's pretty good. just to pay the homage to, you know, the Iron Man armor, I would make this purple and pink or whatever it is, red. I just think it would look more aesthetically clean. That's just me, though.
What, instead of having pink armor?
Instead of having the pink, you know, where the pink panels are, just make them red. You know?
Yeah, but I think they consciously did that because
I know they consciously did that, but once again, that's condescending.
Purple. I would say a deep purple color goes well with black and African American skin. Just saying.
Deep purple would have probably worked better.
It's a great band.
Yeah, it's a great band. You know, perfect stranger. Retcons before anything they had to do. Oh god!
She would she could be it's like, oh, she's a sociopath, but she killed Aunt May. All right, you know, that's I can deal with that shit.
Best hero in the MC, you know, had one of them time accident type things, and she comes back and she says like, "This is the only way," and she kills Aunt May and then leaves.
Yeah, that's the only way. Like some catastrophe, like, you know, Bishop came back and was trying to find the traitor or whatever.
Yeah.
But it was like, but this one is even less explained. It's just Aunt May. She tells him, then she fucks off into the future zone or whatever, right?
It's like May Parker. It's the only way. I'm sorry.
So then Riri assumes she has to kill Aunt May because she's a sociopath.
So, but the thing is, like, you could have this whole thing where, like, Spider-Man is like finding Riri in current time. It's like, why'd you kill Aunt May?
Yeah.
Why'd your future self kill? He's like, I don't know.
I do whatever strangers tell me to do. I don't know. I'm a sociopathic 15-year-old. I don't fucking care.
Yeah.
All right. Well, because I know Daryl's probably over here is kind of stewing about it. What do you think, Daryl? What would you do to?
I would run with the sociopath.
Just go full on. Yeah.
Just go full evil. You know, have her. You know, have something happen, like some personal tragedy, right? Mm-hmm. But due to the fact that she's kind of an asshole anyway, she you know, becomes the opposite of Stark in the sense that, like, she uses her intellect for evil and to get back at the not just the people who wronged her, but you know, she becomes like a very Punisher-esque version of Iron Man in that sense. But then, her villainy just keeps escalating.
Yeah, escalated to that next step. Yeah.
And yet that's only a minor focus. After a while, her villainy becomes, gradually, deeper and deeper until she, basically like tries to become a Doom-esque character.
Yeah, like her taking over Latveria, I could take that, just taking that from it for a second. Instead of her taking over Latveria because, it was really the only thing I could think of at the time. No, it would be like, I'm taking over Latveria because the only way to defeat the government is to become the government.
Right.
And so she just becomes a government, and then she basically declares war against the world,
Right.
And she takes over as a power base, not to solve a problem.
Yeah, it's not to solve a problem. It's to, Latveria has technologies and things that I can use, essentially,
Right. Mm-hmm. Or not, and Latveria is just the start.
Yeah, exactly. It wouldn't stop at Latveria.
Right. She tries,
see her, I would have her, and this would piss a lot of people off. She would take over Wakanda.
I was just about to say that,
yeah. Yeah, it would just like, I would have her fucking kill Black Panther. I mean, dead. Like, T'Challa is gone. He is done.
Roasted. Never coming back.
Never coming back, and she did it. You tell me that wouldn't cement her villain status.
Right.
So she would turn in Wakanda even more into like a totalitarian police state that it already is.
Yeah, because at least you could say like T'Challa is a just ruler. He's just like more nationalistic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But she would just like straight it'd be on lockdown. I mean, and not only would she kill T'Challa, she just killed the whole royal family. Like Shuri would be dead. They're gone. There would be no lineage of the Black Panther.
Yeah, no one left to oppose her.
Oh, terrible.
Because I mean, like, if you're gonna go, so at this point she's got a block of like a Latvian, Wakanda.
She forms like a super villain NATO.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
That'd be great.
Mm-hmm.
And she's all doing this while she's 15 years old,
Right. And her interest in that though is, even in that respect, she's a sociopath. She's using those villains to her own gain and shit, but she's using them at first because their, goals seem to align, or at least she pretends that her goals align with theirs, with this world domination. And of course, and systematically she's taking them out as she's building up her power So it becomes this kind of mafioso thing where, you know, she's ruling from Wakanda, you know, and her tendrils of influence are expanding out by way of these villains that she dispatches as they're no longer needed. But she does it in such a way where, you know, it's not immediately evident to the rest of them and shit, like, you know, and so she's consolidating her power, you know, and she's just, like you said, she's still a kid.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's so jaded by and just fucked up by what happened to her, along with her sociopathic tendencies, that, you know, she just takes the nuclear option, you know, and just, she's like, you know, if I can't fix the world, or if I can't, you know, fix the world one, you know, heroic deed at a time, I'm going to take over the world by force. And that will be my grand heroic deed. And that's how she sees it in her mind. She still thinks
she's the greater good. Yeah.
Exactly. So
basically, like, turn her into Lex Luthor.
Yeah. To a degree.
He's a bad guy, but he thinks he's doing the right thing, kind of.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
Right. So, of course, when she's confronted, you know, she doesn't see herself as the villain, you know, and she can't understand why the other heroes are opposing her. And in that respect, it might be a little cliche, because that kind of story has played out before.
Yeah.
But, you know, I think it still would have been fairly interesting by comparison to what she is now, which is just a character who kind of came out of nowhere, and, you know, and you know, that goes back to what you were saying earlier about her, you know, being a kid and craving validation and all that, because that's how they write her. You know, her comic books are always people kissing her ass and shit.
Yeah.
Like always praising her and stuff, you know, and it doesn't feel earned at this point.
That was kind of the point of when she was in the you know, her new book, you know, her new #1 this week.
Yeah.
Was the whole point was that the villain she was fighting, he was a Spider-Man villain, right? I forgot his name. Boom or something like that. He basically, you know, does sound waves and shit like that, right? And the whole thing was like, yeah, I was told that I was a prodigy and that I was great and all this stuff, and look what happened to me. And he's kind of
living in a van down by the river.
Well, yeah, I don't know, but it was like, but you know, the whole thing is like, you know, yeah, you're smart and you know you do good things and stuff like that, but it can all turn on the, you know, on the turn of a dime kind of thing, you know. Right. So, but yeah, that's an interesting take about, you know, just going full on villain, you know.
Yeah.
Now, would you still have the thing where she was started like the Stark mentoring and everything, or would you just like?
Oh, I would. Yeah, absolutely, because that would make her heel turn even more interesting. You know, she had the mentorship of Stark
by his arrogance or something like that, but then turns into a villain just as arrogant as he is.
Yeah, exactly, or something like that, where that interaction with him, you know, kind of makes her heel turn all the more impactful. You know, because he'd been mentoring her, and by all accounts, she had been, you know, taking his lessons. But when this tragedy happens to her and kind of supersedes her good judgment, you know, it becomes even more shocking because that's not what he instilled her with, and she only took, in the end, she only took the lessons from him that she deemed useful to her,
right?
You know, and disregarded everything else he said as misguided, you know, bleeding heart kind of shit, you know.
Yeah.
So she's fucked up and jaded and angry and yeah.
I like your idea better because I remember, you know, Zach, you know, our boy Zach, he had an idea of like how to do that too. He had a similar idea, but his was like more of a direct portrayal to Stark, you know?
Right.
And it was more like she was playing a role. You know, it's like, yeah, I'm pretending to be your protege, but something, it would have been like something happened years ago, like maybe, you know, something, a Stark-owned property that, you know, she lived in, you know, got foreclosed on. You know, or they got foreclosed on and Stark owned it, and she's taking it out on him, kind of thing. You know.
Yeah.
And yeah, and you know, the heel turn is a more personal heel turn. I really like the whole. Yeah, Stark he's a futurist. His ideas of making a better world is, you know, like you said, one heroic deed at a time, and she's thinking that's not going to work. You know, through her tendencies, you know, like her tendencies and everything, it's too small. You know, we need to do big actions. And he could be like, yeah, but, you know, you got to get people to kind of go along with that. It's not going to happen. And then she starts thinking to herself, you know, she ain't going to say it out loud at first.
Right.
That, no, well, it's got to be done by force.
Right.
I would have it, now that I think about it, the whole taking over, you know, because I still want to be the starting point to be Latveria, right? That her taking over Latveria is going to make it seem like, oh, that was kind of an accident. Even though it wasn't, she had planned to do it. But she plays it off like, I didn't mean to usurp the rule of Latveria. But since I'm here...
Whoopsie, coup d'etat.
Yeah.
But since I'm here, I might as well do, quote, good. You know, and of course, you know, because any regime, you know, any totalitarian can put up a good facade for people, you know.
Right. And that's also kind of her testing ground for, you know, her plans.
Because most of the time, while the world keeps their eyes on Latveria, they also don't, you know, because they don't want to know what Latveria is doing because they don't want to risk open war with Latveria, you know.
Right.
So they just kind of keep that same mentality. Then the next thing you know, an invasion of Wakanda.
Yeah.
And it's like, where'd this come from? And then they found out it was, you know, this Latvian stuff, and she's at the lead of it. And then does a public execution of the, you know, of the royal family.
Right. And of course, with her tech, you know, that makes her incredibly powerful because she has, you know, she has all the genius of Tony Stark and yet none of his moral compunctions.
Yeah.
You know, so she's incredibly lethal.
Yeah. Because like one of the things I would like have is she figured out a way to counteract vibranium.
That's interesting.
Because, you know, most of Wakanda's tech is based on vibranium. You know?
Right.
So, because the reason I picked Latveria is not only that, it's because it's access to all of Doom's stuff.
Right.
Because, you know, all of his stuff is there. So I could see her using Dr. Doom's materials and things like that. And maybe maybe what it was, he started the research on counteracting vibranium and she perfected it.
Right.
So it makes vibranium worthless in battle, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what, you know, and of course they'll have a big thing that's like, you know, she executed a monarch on, you know, on TV, and I would have it do. It would be on, you know, friggin' internet and TV everywhere. You know, it's live.
Oh yeah, I would stream it on YouTube.
Yeah, it's like straight up live, and there's nothing they can do about it because she's hacked the systems. You know,
exactly.
You know, because YouTube can't just do a takedown on it, or you know whatever, you know, the equivalent of. They can't just do a takedown. She took it over, you know, briefly to prove a point. Kind of thing, and then she could like make a thing that's like, you know, don't do anything against me, kind of thing, and then she, you know, re-erects the shield, you know, like Wakanda has the shield around it, you know, she erects that shield around it again, but reinforces it so not like the Avengers and stuff, they can't get in there. So she could be doing anything inside Wakanda, and they can't do anything about it.
Yeah, I like that.
So what time to say that Diago Santos from the chat says, "Ayo."
Well, Ayo Diago? Yeah, I guess it's Diago. That's still. Say, Ayo, what's up? Glad you can make it, my friend. Oh, we got 8 viewers, apparently? Nice.
Daniel Ayo?
No. Diago's.
Anyone remember that guy?
Diago's, I don't know.
No, I know you don't. I'm just fucking remember that. That was a Daryl Ayo. Remember that guy? That guy's hilarious, man.
So apparently we got 8 viewers in the chat. Be sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and ring the little bell.
Little bell for the notifications.
Yeah, a little bell for the notifications. I would say leave a comment, but you're kind of doing that with the chat.
Sacrifice your firstborn.
Yeah.
No, wait, what?
Worship Moloch.
That's my other stream that we're doing this weekend.
That's the other stream.
Yeah.
Oh shit! But yeah.
All right, the way I would handle like your guys' idea is not bad. Like
stop shilling. Yeah.
Yeah, this guy says I forgot. I even opened the tab. Stop shilling. Hey man, we're trying. You know, we're just. You know.
We're trying to get that Chapo Trap House money, dude. You gotta put in the effort
somewhere. Yeah. So. Yeah.
Because we don't have an entire forum where you pay $10 full of idiots to come over to our streams and watch us do whatever. We have to actually build a ground floor kind of thing.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually.
Maybe.
Yeah,
I want a forum to have a bunch of like dumb socialists come over.
Verpa says I only came here to see Cab get bullied.
Yo, Y'all missed that, man. That was about 20 minutes ago.
Yeah.
So, you too slow for you,
buddy. Portuguese. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, Portuguese makes sense.
Forrest, I will have you know we do not use Skype. What do you think? We're cavemen? No, we're using Google Hangouts.
He's using Google Hangouts like a proper boomer.
Yeah.
I've tried to at least get him to do TeamSpeak or Discord, but he has Google Hangouts works better with his boomer bandwidth.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, I could do Discord with just us, but if I ever have like boomer guests, it's better just to send them a link than try to say, okay, here's how Discord works.
Yeah, Discord gets too involved when you add more people.
Black Cat. Okay, that's who that is. That's Black Cat. Black Cat Dandy.
Oh, okay. It's good to see you, Black Cat Dandy. Yeah, I'm not saying it's great, Forrest. I know it's not great. But it works.
David, it's even worse.
Yeah, but trust me, with my bandwidth, I couldn't run that fucking resource hog. Fuck that. I as soon as it because it always when it does upgrades and shit, the first thing I have to do is like discontinue its use. It's like, no, you do not start it on startup.
Yeah, I hate that shit. I just uninstalled Skype completely. It's like I don't want to deal with any of that crap. I don't use it. I haven't used it in years.
They made it easier in 10 and 8. They would not let you do it. You could not.
What, an uninstall? Oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
that's why it was on my desktop, and I was like, this stuff sucks. Why is it here?
Oh man. So yeah. So there's our boomer moments.
Yeah.
So
gonna bust open the sip later.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we got Daryl's idea, which is full world, eventual possible world domination for Riri.
Hey, since you got people in here, have you showed off the new stream overlay yet?
I had closed that window, but I can put it up there again. No problem whatsoever.
I'm making sure that I'm making sure they at least get their looks sorted out, because this is this layout works that he has right now. It works. It's functional. But we got something pretty coming.
Yeah. Our Jordan sent me a message on Discord, and it says, "Wayne, you harlot, how could you retcon Riri Williams without me?"
Dude, if he's available,
tell him
you can jump in.
Tell him. Just reply to him very easily.
No, I'm not gonna do that. That sounds like something asshole like Cab would do, not a professional. Not a professional.
So here's the difference between me and Riri is like I'm an asshole, but I'm self-aware.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't make excuses for it, and people don't validate me constantly. So
yeah. So here we go, guys. This is going to be the layout once we get everything set up for it. So basically, the people who are in chat will be down here. The current speaker will be right here, and whatever we're talking about, it'll be all going to be one screen instead of I won't have to switch screens as much. So I'll just I think it'll be nice once this gets done. You can see the little turning.
Oh my goodness, Forrest! That is exactly what we were talking about earlier in the stream. Like whoever thought Riri was a good idea.
Yeah,
that's bad. That name.
Yeah, post early to the. Yeah, this is also like. I had a thought in my head. It just went out. But yeah, it's a terrible name, and it sounds like you're trying to say she rides the short bus to school.
Yeah.
And it's not a nickname. It's her actual name. She's not like, Rwanda Williams or anything with some weird shit like that. That's her name.
Or Rebecca or
it's
something less
it entirely reeks of like older, not even older, the like 20 to 30 something like white people thinking, "Oh, this is how young hip black people are." It's like, no, that's not how they are at all. So
you show about that?
I'm pretty sure Bendis is not up on his young urban culture thing nowadays. I'm just guessing here.
He has no ironic urban patois.
No, that's the thing. That's what he does, but the way he writes it is just. It's really hard to explain, but he's terrible. Let's put it that way.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna say he's terrible. And
he writes like a Riri.
Yeah, he is Riri.
He is Riri.
So, but all right. since we're still fixing it, I want to go with my idea.
Go for it.
I like your guys that if you're gonna go like full on, being a terrorist kind of thing, like you guys were talking about. But what if you wanted to keep her as a good person?
Well, what do you think we should do?
See, that's kind of what I was thinking along the lines of earlier, where like when I was touching on like not even just as like a black person in that optic, just having your hero who's not sort of an anti-hero or prone to like thievery or anything in general, steal stuff for some of their initial equipment seems kind of off. I don't know if I sound like an old man Stan Lee or something like that, but it's like your heroes don't steal.
Yeah, I mean, that doesn't bug me so much because she's supposed to be a stupid, not even stupid kid, but she acts like a stupid kid. So stealing a bunch of shit from
I would at
where
least
you go to
have
school
her
kind of makes sense.
I would at least have her. She rationalize it as she's just borrowing it.
Right.
Yeah, make it like a goof, not like I'm an asshole and I just stole the shit to make a rad power armor.
Or better yet, give her a reason to steal it, like something
like
bad
is said. I could really like. She went and like talked to the person who like runs that department. I could really use an X. You can't have one, kind of thing.
Or it's like, okay, she sees something happening, right? And she's been building this Iron Man costume or outfit or whatever out of discarded parts that she'd found and little, she'd been mining her tech, her electronics and shit for parts she could use. And, this part that she needs to really finish it, is under lock and key at the university. And so the suit's it's pretty much complete minus that part. And she's watching TV and she sees something going down. And she steals it because she can't, she needs it immediately, can't get it through any other means. You know what I mean? Give her a motivation to steal it that is believable, understandable, and it makes you go, okay, she did that for the good of, these people who are undergoing this trauma or whatever, rather than just because she wanted an Iron Man suit. Yeah.
No, I would straight up like she just steals it just in no real reason, but it goes into the how I would make the character infinitely better. Would just be because I talked about it earlier. Make her actually autistic. Because she sounds like one, she acts like one. They just don't actually say she is.
Her rationality is, I need it, I'm going to take it.
Yeah. Her rationality is a little more basic. It's not. There's no convoluted anything. It's just, I need this to make the armor, and she doesn't realize. No, you have to buy it, or you have to be there's laws.
Yeah. That
you have to follow in society. It's just like but I need it, and no one can make.
Are you saying that we live in a society?
She does. I don't. I'm my own man. But it's like, well, I need it though. It's like, and they're trying to explain to her, well, you can't have it because it's but she doesn't understand it because she's actually autistic.
Yeah,
she's on the spectrum. Yeah. You can couch it in any bullshit terms you want because Marvel's a bunch of dandy lads, whatever. but she would be autistic and she would have the Aspie mannerisms and. But not like Big Bang Theory, kind of like, oh, I'm the nerd. Do you want to play Halo? Kind of shit. No.
That kind of like awkward social cues, things like that.
Yeah, hers, because the way she interacts with people is they're always validating her, which it sounds like, but have it just like completely go over her head. She doesn't know what they're talking about. If she's incapable of understanding what they're trying to tell her. She can only really understand like machines and logical, computer kind of coding that you would need to like make the armor.
Right. Now, in
but
a
all the other
situation like that,
interaction. So that's why if you want to do like the human part, like when she's out and about with like her friends are like trying to get her to go to the arcade or. Movies and shit like that, like be a normal person instead of like, but she's just sitting there like, why? I could be working on my suit of armor to, make it better.
This is kind of pointless kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, why am I wasting time watching a stupid movie when I could be taking over Latveria? But that's the thing. She would take over Latveria, but she wouldn't understand. It's like, that's wrong. It's like, no, you don't do that. It's like, but I was here.
But then as an autist, what would her motivation for helping people be?
That's a good point.
Yeah, you kind of glazed over that one.
She's detached from the actual helping people part. It's all about
I think
testing
it's
her shit. It's all about using her stuff, testing
it'd be
it.
more
and
about like
refining,
she wants to. She sees Iron Man doing this thing, right?
Right.
And so it's like Iron Man helps people with the suit. So I'm gonna make this suit and be, do like what Iron Man does because that's what she thinks she's supposed to do. Not have her. She wouldn't necessarily even have her own motivation. She's just doing that. And then you can develop the story like things happen to her, and she sort of like starts to understand things and gets a little more involved.
Just looking at the chat here, Darkman McEdgeface, who is our friend Xavier, says, remember when she got, and we talked about this earlier, when she got mad because her teacher wouldn't discriminate against her or belittle her because of her race or give her something to overcome? Yeah.
We're trying to explain her teacher is being completely reasonable and like helping, so you can be anything you want. And then she's like, well, no, I want to be an asshole.
Yeah.
I was like, well, okay, then go be Tony Stark. And she's like, fine, I will.
Yeah, I want to overcome me. Yeah. She's Korra. That's a good comparison. Korra from, Legend of Korra, the Avatar series and stuff like that. I would say the difference with Korra and Riri is Korra knew she was the Avatar since a very young age. And I think she just grew up, and she grew up awkwardly because of that. I think Riri was just, awkward to start with. She had no reason to be awkward. She just is. She has this complex where it's almost like it's one of those situations like she wants to be oppressed, so she can prove everybody wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas Korra kind of had that sense of destiny that she is the Avatar. She is going to become, this great figure kind of thing. And maybe, got over her head at her young age and whatnot. That's my comparison. I could be totally wrong, but, that's just the way I would interpret it,
Here's an excellent question in the chat. It says, why do we even have Riri?
That's a good point.
And my only explanation for that is because God hates us.
Yeah. Or
this is our eternal punishment for.
Bendis hates us.
Yeah, we transgressed against Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior, and now He's punishing us for it.
Show me with like a red overlay over my face, and it would say like God has come to reap the sinners. Let's see. Korra was hot though, or Hoot. Korra was Hoot though. I don't know anything about modern characters are so 1 to 2 dimensional is because the authors are 1 to 2 dimensional. That's yeah.
Yeah, there's another episode a couple of days ago where we were talking about how the way they write like the way they talk to each other is like TV characters. Mm-hmm. They don't understand that's not how people really interact. So, but when they write, they don't know any fucking difference. So they write people the same way. Like you're writing a TV character as a TV character. It's like no, that's not how you.
Yeah, because you're right. A lot of their stuff, like we were talking about the other night, it's cliche stuff. Like you said with like TV and stuff like that.
It's not cliche when they're writing it. It's cliche when they're talking to each other.
That's what I mean. It's like they're literally like they're having a conversation like if it's a sitcom.
Yeah.
And whereas you and I, well, like us, we're just having a conversation, and like somebody like me or Daryl, because we do it the most, probably would say is we'll throw a reference from some pop culture stuff because that's what we do. But they're like you said, they're carrying on entire conversations like it's a sitcom, or a drama or whatever.
Well, mostly like a sitcom.
yeah, but you know what I mean. It's a sitcom, but it's not funny. It's like.
It's like they make grand pronouncements. How they're very like the language they use is very pretentious.
Yeah,
and it's like okay, if you're writing some epic Roman character trying to like justify the reason he's invading the city or something, it's like okay, yeah, but whatever.
Right.
But when you're just trying to talk to a guy on Twitter saying, "Hey, I like your art," you don't need, or "Hey, this thing is stupid." You don't. People don't do that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I saw some of that shit earlier today. Mm-hmm. They talk like they're, especially when they're talking about Comicsgate, they sound like they're fucking Dr. Doom. Like, really, guys.
We will
Really?
we will defeat them, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. Damn you, Reed Richards!
yeah. It's like, Richards, it's because of you that my face is scarred, even though I put a very hot piece of metal on my face.
I did it to own the libs. I don't know.
That is a good point. So Verpa just said they're mostly fan fiction writers. I mean, the amount of self inserts, the perfection of the character. Come on, it's out.
Yeah,
it's right out of fanfiction.net. Yeah,
Gabby Rivera shit is like she wishes she was
America.
It's like she wishes she was Puerto Rican. Let's put it that way.
I looked at
she's such a not Hispanic. You know what I mean?
I looked at some early, and that's like one we might do that one next week because I want to research it a little more. Yeah, but looking at some of the early stuff for America, she seemed like she was actually going to be a fleshed out character.
Yeah. I don't even know what her early thing was. All I know from her is the Cringe Fest. That was that fucking comic that ran for like what 9 issues.
Yeah. What in the Great Menstruation are you doing?
Yeah.
But
Sotomayor University.
Yeah. But before that, it was like stuff like she wasn't gay, she was bi. You know, she wasn't full gay, so I guess you could say. She didn't, they're making it like, oh, she hates men and, all this other stuff. And that is.
Yeah, originally she was down with a dick too, is what you're saying.
Yeah. It's like one of those.
Okay.
It's like you said, I wanted this character to be me. Well, you know what they call those, don't you? Mary Sue's.
Self inserts, yeah.
It goes back to the point we're just making about how they write characters, about how they think they're supposed to be written. Like Gabby Rivera wrote America Chavez as she thinks Hispanics are supposed to be.
Yeah.
Because she so wants to be one, but totally isn't.
Right.
I mean, she might ethnically be one, but she's doesn't know shit about the culture or how people actually talk, or and like fucking Kaiser says, can confirm Hispanics hate the gay. He's Argentinian or something like that.
Yeah.
So he's a bona fide Hispanic, and yeah, they're not gonna have a school full of them named after a fucking judge in America. An internet, I don't get that part. And then it's full of nothing but like gay people.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, no, that's not how it works in the Latin America.
Yeah.
I live in Florida, which is about as close to Latin America without being in Latin America or Texas.
Yeah.
Or parts of California. So, yeah, I know how it works. And it's like, especially Puerto Ricans, because there's a lot of them in Florida. And it's like, America is, no. That's like a fake. It's like you think you'd write if you're trying to write a really stereotypical weirdo Puerto Rican.
Yeah. Like the character for the story I was mentioning would basically be a Dante ripoff, and I got to thinking a female version of Dante would likely come off as very cringy. If you're talking about Dante from Devil May Cry, yeah, I think if you take that character and try to make that character female, it'd be like,
Yeah, it would come off as like too try hard, edgy kind of thing.
Yeah,
it doesn't, because the thing is Dante, like people like, oh, Dante's such a great. No, he's not. He's a terrible character. He's just stupid. But that's what he's supposed to be. He's supposed to be like a stereotypical cocky American guy.
Mm-hmm. That's kind of like why when Marvel vs.
or the
Capcom,
Japanese interpretation of it.
When Marvel vs. Capcom 3 came out, they paired, they always paired Dante with Deadpool in the trailers because they're basically the same character.
Yeah, they're I guess parodies is what you could say.
Yeah, they're more parody than anything. Yeah.
I mean, Deadpool's he's Canadian, so he's not that parody. But Dante is a Japanese parody of an American.
Yeah, we're not saying. I wouldn't say he's terrible. That's just
no. I mean, he's a bad but he's not.
I was referring to Dante like he's not terrible. It's just that, far as a functioning human character, it's like, no, not really. He's more of a sarcastic ass, which that's what we love him. Yeah,
that's why Devil May Cry 2 was fucking terrible, because it had none of that in it
at all. Yeah.
Well, I mean, also the gameplay was fucking awful, but he didn't. The only thing cool about that game was his fucking costume design. That was it.
Mm-hmm. Isn't that Bayonetta?
Yeah, Bayonetta is not really Dante. She's just more of a fucking whore. One of her moves is an actual stripper routine. So,
yeah, I was gonna kind of steer this back on topic. Josh, you have any thoughts about I mean, just from what you've heard, what would you kind of fix?
I'm kind of throwing in myself because I know so little about the character itself.
Mm-hmm.
I've pretty much exhausted my thoughts.
So you just comment, like comment on our comments. That's fine.
If I want to kind of repeat a point from earlier, with the way that she had the analytical skills to just be like, "Oh, I'm 9 years old and I'm gonna go look at Tony Stark's boot thruster and it's malfunctioning and I know this because I'm super smart." I would tie that into like that. Don't have that be naturalistic. That sounds like a mutant power.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I was going with the autism thing, because I mean, even if you're autistic, that's still a bit out of the bounds. But like, well, if you certain forms of autism, you can they really focus in on things and notice things other people don't.
Mm-hmm.
And this could be like one of the things is she notices it because the flame was a different color, or it wasn't as big, or something, or he was leaning a certain way when he was flying.
Yeah.
So she deduced, like, Sherlock Holmes stuff, that this is what the problem is. She doesn't necessarily know that's the problem, but that's what she thinks it is.
Right. I think that's it. Well, I guess I should kind of like lean on what I would do. My personal thing, here's what I would do. She would be an Iron Man fangirl when she was growing up, right? Like
Right.
like most kids, they like they like their whatever, play baseball, sports.
Iron Man posters and stuff.
She's got like Iron Man posters, and she really got inspired during the first Civil War when he unveiled himself as Tony Stark. Like, oh, not only is like Iron Man cool, but the genius that supposedly created him is the same person. And she's already smart. She's smart too. And she says, "I want to be Iron Man. I want to be just like him." I would actually have her. She would do stuff like No, we didn't lose Wayne. We lost Daryl. I just looked at the thing because he said, "I think I lost
Man
Wayne."
down, man down.
I was like, "I'm right here. What are you talking about?" Yeah, yeah. You left to hang out there. I mean, are we still? Let's make sure we're still alive.
I mean, look it on the stream preview. Like I'm on the back end dashboard thing, and we're still there.
Yeah, we're still working. Just Daryl fucked up.
All right, he just needs to get back in here.
Yeah.
Baby.
Shit, Daryl.
Because I looked and he said, "I think we lost Wayne." I'm like, "I'm right here. I'm talking to you guys. What are you doing? What's going on?" But no, like I said, she would be a huge, fangirl of Tony Stark and Iron Man. And she said, "I want to be that one day." And I could see her like as a little girl, like putting spare parts together, trying to figure out how to do it on her own.
And she makes her own like bootleg. Like it doesn't actually. It's not like combat worthy. She just wears it as like a fucking Halloween costume kind of thing.
Yeah. But
it's still got servos and shit like that. But it's not. She can't fly and fight dudes in it yet.
Mm-hmm. And I could see her like she would constantly be like writing letters, sending emails to Stark Enterprises, hoping, he'll answer and stuff like that. She keeps on doing it. And, she finally figures out, because like I said, she's still going to be, a genius. She gets to MIT and she still has that thing. People go into her room and it's like, what is all this? And it's all a bunch of, like Iron Man posters, things like that,
Yeah.
And then when she does this grand thing, she said, okay, fine. She finally decides, I'm going to make an Iron Man suit, no more of this like playing around. So she starts since she's in MIT, she's got access to all this information. The biggest thing she's going to need to get this to work is an arc reactor, right? Like what Iron Man has in his suit. Right?
Yeah, being on his chest.
Yeah. MIT doesn't have one. The only people who have it would be Stark's, Stark Enterprises. So she'll go to Stark Enterprises, and that's where the theft comes in.
Oh, she needs the one piece to actually get it to be combat ready, you mean?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
And so I don't know. Like I said, she'll figure out how to get it. She maybe hack her way through the security and stuff like that. It gets in. Like you could have it like it started out as a tour. Like MIT was touring Stark Enterprises, and she sees the arc reactor, and sees that, and she's like, And so she takes it, and of course the first thing she does is figure out how it works, and stuff like that. But she uses that arc reactor and powers her own armor. And of course, Iron Man. When Iron Man shows up, he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" kind of thing. And then, she's like, oh my God. She has a fangirl moment. Like, oh my God, that kind of thing. And then he realizes, go ahead.
Well, it's like but like she fights him because she thinks that's what she has to do, and like the Iron Man armor.
Oh yeah. Because
that makes sense to her for some fucking reason. She gets fucking beat down by Tony Stark when he powers up real quick. And just like, he doesn't even power up. He just gets like how the armor can just like go onto him.
Yeah.
He just has like it put on his fist, and he just nails her right in the face to knock her out.
Yeah, but when the helmet comes off, he knows it's the little girl, or not the little girl, but the girl from earlier, did the during the tour, and he's like, oh, hell.
Yeah, he's like, oh shit. But then she realizes she's not a bad person, and is like, wait a minute, I can actually use this girl. She's actually smart.
Yeah. He's like, after he wakes her up and stuff, and they talk, and he says like, so you did this all on your own? And she said everything but the arc reactor, but I think I can figure out how to, make my own, And he said, well, that's proprietary. She said, well, I think I could make it better. And he says, how? And then she would explain how she would make it better. And he thinks about it. He's like, that actually would make it better. And then here we go. Now we have a
if you want to, if you can write that scene without wanting to do like, stupid smart people babble like they try to do.
It would be like she's saying I can, increase the efficiency, things like that.
No. She would just hand him like a piece of paper she had in her
that'll
pocket.
work. Yeah.
Just didn't explain it. Just like, this is how it would work. And he looks at it and it's like a couple panels of him just reading it, and then all of a sudden his face lights up like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't think of this.
Yeah, exactly. I think that would be perfect. And then she becomes his protege. She's like a sidekick kind of character. He doesn't. It's kind of like how I don't know if I don't know if Cab saw Spider-Man: Homecoming, but I know Daryl did.
No, I didn't see that one.
You know how he kind of made him how Peter was a protege, kind of thing?
Yeah, I think he was basically he wanted to be Tony Stark kind of thing.
Yeah, she would be the new protege. She would be the heir apparent essentially. But the whole time he's trying to protect her too. He's like, no, you're not going to go fight.
He's trying to like train her on how to use the suit properly and learn how to actually fight before actually going out to fight. Spooky bad guys or something, because she's just gonna get instantly killed. Even because the power armor, the Iron Man armor is really really strong, but it's not invincible. You can still get wrecked in it,
right?
And so she could still die from.
Yeah,
but she has to get trained.
He's basically got her in like a training mode.
Yeah, like his own little war room, kind of like the X-Men have.
Like, oh yeah, you can go and like save people from falling buildings and stuff like that, but don't.
Or you could even do a rad crossover. You could have like her actually go to the X Mansion, one of them.
Yeah,
I guess there's a couple of them there, and actually go into the war room and train with them with the power armor.
Yeah. Be kind of like a favor to Stark.
Like fight thing. Yeah, fight Sentinels and shit like that.
Yeah. Like it's a favor, but the thing.
Yeah, because doesn't Stark bankroll this thing? Like he helps fund the mutant things.
I don't think anymore. I don't think so. But
I think he did at one point.
They have enough working relationship that it would be all right.
Yeah, he knows that he can do favors like, look, I'll get you X-wing or whatever the fuck you need.
Yeah, exactly.
If you do me this favor.
But he would let her save people from things like that, stop minor crimes, but don't fight Ultron kind of thing. You're not allowed to fight Ultron.
Oh yeah, have her get passed around different heroes to like learn things.
Yeah, like she teams up with Captain America or something like that. Yeah.
No, like start low level, like fucking Daredevil.
Oh yeah,
have him like fight crime.
Hey, that's even funnier with Daredevil canceled.
Yeah.
Have her show up as the first episode of the Daredevil, and then it gets canceled again.
Well, that ruined everything.
Thank you, Riri. Yeah, way to go.
Good job.
Hollywood hates minorities again.
Yeah.
Damn it.
You literally ruined everything. Good job.
But yeah, that's not about like have her like get passed around. Then she hangs out with Spider-Man to do more, crazier things, and it just keeps like upgrading. Then she gets into like Captain America fighting, neo-Nazi things, whatever the hell he does nowadays. I don't know. I don't really pay attention.
Yeah.
And then finally she gets back to Tony Stark. Is like, all right, look, we're gonna go out, do tag team some fucking weirdos in our Power Man armor, and see what we can do.
But one of the keys would be her, the whole time she's figuring out how to like get around his lockout systems.
Yeah. She's always trying to run schemes and trying to upgrade the suit and and fight things on her own. And she gets like her ass kicked. Yeah. That's the thing is that she needs to get her ass kicked a few times because she's like a perfect character.
Yeah.
And that's fucking boring unless you're like, Superman.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So yeah, I would.
So she has to get her ass kicked a few times.
I mean, I would even have if she gets clowned on by like just regular street thugs, right?
Yeah. You have it where she gets. you have her when she gets her ass kicked, right? And
I
then
wouldn't say
she
ass
thinks
kicked,
it's,
but just clowned on. Like, you know, she.
yeah, but she thinks it's like something wrong with the suit of armor she's making.
Yeah.
And then Tony Stark is trying to tell her, no, you just don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Right, exactly. He said the whole point I'm trying to make here is that you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, you can, yeah. It's like the power armor can only get you so far. If you don't know what you're doing, you're just gonna get killed.
Exactly.
I try to make the point like this isn't a game.
Yeah, and also the point is like you got to think, not that the suit is a, you know, going to make everything right. The suit is just a tool, kind of thing. You know.
It's like it's like a gun. It's like you're not all of a sudden.
Yeah, that's a lot like Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Yeah, exactly. I would just almost take the Spider-Man Homecoming story and give it to Riri because I think it works better for her. You know.
Yeah. It's not the suit, but the person in it.
Exactly. Yeah. And you can even have a point where, you know, Stark's just tired of it and he just takes the suit away from her. You know? He's like, all right, you fucked up enough.
Yeah, she has to like fuck up and like get instance killed or something.
Yeah.
Like, look, not only is this costing me a fortune
yeah, but now
in lawsuits,
but now you screwed up.
Now you just pissed me off.
yeah. So he takes
You're a loose cannon, Riri.
Yeah. That way you could still do like the cliche like teenage superhero thing, like you know, some Robin shit or whatever.
Yeah.
But it make it a more interesting character instead of this perfect autist that doesn't have anything wrong with her, and it's just
And then like it, you know, basically, you know, she's stumbled on a plot to kind of, you know, things are going bad, and now her armor's gone, so she just like goes back to that old armor she had and like makes upgrades enough to like go and stop it, and she stops it not based on the suit, but based on her being smart enough to know how to operate it. And do
she figured out how to fight and actually like function normally, like she's supposed to, not just rely on the suit being super high tech.
So even though like Stark would be kind of ticked off with her that she, you know, disobeyed him, he would be like, all right, well, you did the right thing.
And she finally understands, like, you have to. This is serious. You have to take it seriously. Like the armor is not going to keep you alive.
Yeah. And so he basically at the end of the movie, instead of like end of the story of that particular arc. Because like when Spider-Man, like what he did, he offered him the Iron Spider armor, but he didn't take it. You know, he kind of had the whole like, okay, well, you know, I'm not gonna take it because, like you said, the suit's just a suit. You know, you got to be the hero inside of it, kind of thing.
Right.
But her thing, like the difference would be this time. He said he offers to like, he puts his resources ahead, you know, to her, like all of his resources to make her own customized suit. You know, and then she says, no, I'll figure it out on my own. You know, and that kind of makes him proud, kind of thing, you know, because that's what he did, you know.
Yeah, and then she just makes her own like it'll have to like make it look different than it's sort of, you know how like the old Iron Man armor looked like in the 50s and 40s.
Yeah.
Kind of look really like chunky and weird. Mm-hmm. She's sort of like her first version of that makes it sort of like it's like an old version of the Iron Man.
Yeah. I'd say her first.
It's not as high. It's not 21st century high tech. It's
like, her debut armor is going to be like kind of chunky and stuff like that. But,
yeah, it's like downgraded and not as functional.
But you know, when she designs her new armor after being with Stark and understanding things like that, she makes a really cool and sleek armor. You know.
Yeah. When that's how she gets the current one that looks like a Power Ranger suit.
Yeah, exactly. So I see there's like 3 versions of a story that could fix Riri Williams. What do you guys think? I think it's pretty good.
I think Marvel should fucking pay us because we fixed Riri Williams to make it a I don't know, it would be like a great selling or anything, but it's way more enjoyable than what the fucking bullshit they have now.
Exactly. You know. I mean,
and then you get it with that rad art or the rad art that they did for the actual book, then it would look pretty dope.
Mm-hmm. Like I said, there was nothing wrong with the art for her book, you know.
No.
It's just, you know, the story.
Yeah, everything else is terrible.
So, Daryl, you back now?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, Vivaldi just took his shit.
Okay. Yeah, because you were saying, I think we lost Wayne. It's like, I'm right here. We lost you.
Yeah. Well, because I could still hear Cab and shit.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, that's what was fucking with my head, man. I was like...
Yeah.
That's my beautiful voice.
Your dulcet tones.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think that's a good ending point, guys. What do you think?
I feel so attacked right now. We cannot even.
I think that's a good ending point, guys. I think we had a good show. What do you think?
I think Riri Williams is still a terrible character, and
yeah,
God is going to punish us for this transgression.
Exactly. Any more thoughts?
Not if I can help it.
Oh wow.
I know this one girl. She's kind of a thought.
Mm-hmm. You're all gay, to be honest. I mean, well, yeah, Cab is. That's definite.
People say that, but like, I legit never sucked dick. So
I mean, you don't have any proof of that, and plus, you are from Florida.
Yeah, well, I mean,
jokes on y'all.
Getting your own dick sucked isn't gay, no matter who is on the other
that's
end.
not like if you're just banging your friend in the ass. That's not good.
I mean, sometimes it can just be a prank.
That's just it's just what bros do when they hang out. Drink Mike's Hard Lemonade together.
Listen to some thunder and
listen to some thunder.
Yeah, and do some dabbing.
Oh, dabbing is a must.
Mm-hmm. I guess I better put the boomer image up again, hadn't
I? You got to close it out with the boomer image.
Yeah, there it is. There's the boomer image. It's all just hanging out. You know, for some reason we're fishing. Daryl has bear mace, the mulatto bear mace.
Hell yeah.
I like Daryl.
Oh man,
Daryl's only a month older than me, and it got him on. He's all in the wheelchair.
I'm dying, Pam. I'm dying.
He's dying.
Well, I mean, my boomer's purple.
And apparently he's about to hot shot that bear mace.
Dude, oh shit.
Yeah.
What am I doing?
I just realized. Yeah, I put it on somewhere he would shoot it in his own face. I didn't even notice it. That's funny as hell.
Oh, that's canon now.
Yeah.
I have to bear my
Go bear mace yourself.
Yeah, at least once.
Yeah.
On the show.
Yeah. All right, guys, I'm gonna do it. Ah!
Yeah.
Daryl, what's
he's
wrong?
One says, I have a monster fridge. You better crack that shit.
Breathe. It hurts to move.
It hurts.
I have a monster in the fridge. Gonna have a good
I
time.
told him you better bust that shit open, dude. That's,
yeah, man.
that's
It's time to go crack that thing open. Get your sippies going, man.
real sippy hours.
I have a
real sippy hours.
Let's see. I have a monster in my pants. Well, you know. I mean, yeah.
Wow. I mean, DM me that real quick.
He is at Punish Cab.
The DM me at Caleb Prime.
As if the poor guy doesn't have enough on his fucking plate.
Right. It's like, I'm just trying to, well, I was going to try to get some food today, but apparently.
Yeah, I would go wait in line for socialism.
Well, I've been saying you could eat
I got crazy dick pics in my DMs.
All of a sudden I got a dick pic. What's going on here?
I can't eat that.
Yeah, well, you know.
I won't eat that.
Well, anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna close it out for tonight. I thought it was a good discussion. Right. Next week will be a little more refined. We'll have things set up, and if you feel like it, you know, maybe some things, you know, you'll see. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, anyway, everybody, y'all have a good night. We'll see you around. Later.